Alright, hey guys, what's up? It's Corbin High from Minor Second Music, and today I'll be unboxing or unwrapping. I guess you could call it unboxing, but more so unwrapping a record I bought not so long ago. One of my favorites, Queens of the Stone Age's Like Clockwork. Got it at a local bookstore that also sells records and CDs called McNally Robinson's here in the city. And yeah, it'll be pretty laid back. I'll be unwrapping it, showing you guys the contents, what everything looks like, just in case you're curious, and talking about my thoughts on the album and my record collection. So far it's pretty small. I'm gonna guess around 10, which isn't too bad, but it's smaller than most. Yeah, most of them are my old favorites, like Super Unknown by Soundgarden. I've got some Fleetwood Mac. I've got some Genesis. Stuff that sound really pops when it's on the player. So, without further ado, here is Like Clockwork. Like Clockwork is probably my second favorite Queens of the Stone Age album. First being Rated R. It even beats out Songs for the Deaf. Most people tend to think of that as their masterpiece, but I think of this one as more, shall I say, elegant. Wow, that was pretentious. I guess I could say more textured, more moods to it. Musically, it's a lot more kind of layered, textured, a lot more pieces to it, a lot more feelings. Its lyrics are masterpieces. The songs are incredible. It just has this overall very dark mood, but it does it in so many different ways, whereas some Queens of the Stone Age albums can kind of, they stick to the one style, the one sound of just being that really riff-heavy kind of stoner rock that Queens of the Stone Age was known for. This one has a bit of that, but it's less dependent on riff and distorted guitar, and kind of dabbles in a whole bunch of different things. It's got more piano, kind of reflective songwriting, kind of electronic elements, and longer songs. I think it's a beautiful, beautiful album, not just in art. Queens of the Stone Age's album art is always great, though. Just love this. Guess I should crack it open. Let's see. I always, use a pin or something. Don't worry, I don't put it on the art itself or anything, or the cover or the record. I don't scratch it up. I just take it, make a tiny, tiny rip somewhere where there is no sleeve or anything, just so I can get at it, start to pick away, because this shrink wrap is so hard to get past. It might not be for you, but for me it is. The wrap is so tight, there's no like tear parts or anything, it just stretches, bends the record. Alright, I picked that, but put that down. So here it is. Looks almost the same. I mean, probably on the camera even more so. But, it just loses a little bit of that gloss. So, opening it up. Oh, that's beautiful. So, it somewhat resembles the music videos that they released for most of the songs on this album, kind of that had this weird noirish kind of almost David Lynch look to them, really, or Frank Miller almost, I don't know. It took place in the desert, told a story, very hard to follow. But yeah, it was all in this kind of gothic, cartoony kind of style. So there's a rat, and I want to say a gorilla. And the main character of these videos, don't remember it very much, but and the album credits all written in the same font as the cover here. So it says produced by Joshua Homme. Tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. And Queens of the Stone Age, except for the song itself, like Clockwork, which was also done with James Lavelle. Yeah. So that's the inside here. No lyrics or anything, just the art. That's what you can expect. And it feels like there are 2 records. I'm going to guess with the length of it, it's 46 minutes long. And one record can hold about 44 minutes, about 22 minutes per side. So I'm going to guess that so that it's not all squished, they put it onto 3 sides. Let's see, there's 10 songs. So I'm going to have to say it'll be like 3 songs per side. Which becomes a bit of a labor of love when you're playing the record, because you have to wait 3 songs. You enjoy it and get into it, and then it ends, and then you got to go and flip it. But like I said, it's a labor of love. It's just, records like these have such a wonderful sound to them. I'm new to collecting mainly. It started in about December. I have a mix of used and new records. My first one I got for Christmas from my mom. She also got me this turntable. I was shocked at that. I was just over the moon happy. And she also got me Concrete and Gold, which is the new Foo Fighters album, which is to die for. I think it's one of their best albums now. And I think it was a really cool first record experience because there's lots of things hidden on it and stuff. But also kind of a bad experience because for some reason, somehow it came with scratches or something on it, and there was a whole bunch of skips and spots. Might just need some cleaning. Who knows? Might just need a heavier cartridge or stylus or something. Yeah. So, anyways, back to Like Clockwork. Like I said, my second favorite Queens of the Stone Age album. I'd have to say the highlight of the album, that's a hard one, is I really like I Appear Missing. I know that's like a fan favorite, and that's a bit of a cliche choice, but I love I Appear Missing. It just builds and builds and climaxes, such emotional, dark lyrics. It starts off so simple to kind of this weird swing to it that you would expect from Queens of the Stone Age, but then it just builds and builds and gets more and more intense with all these layers of guitars and solos and swirling around. It kind of feels like it just wraps you up. It's hard to explain. I always have a hard time explaining music, but that's my attempt. So let's take a dig at it. This is, I'm gonna guess, side A and B. So it's kind of a cardboard sleeve, not the paper I was expecting, or plastic. Ooh, now that's beautiful. So you can see it's a raven with the band name on it, Queens of the Stone Age. Like Clockwork. It's pretty cool. Like I said, it's kind of a cardboard case, kind of the same material as the cover. If you've ever handled newer vinyl records, you'll know what the cover feels like. The album cover. It's kind of this almost cardstock paper feeling. It's the same thing. Not what I was expecting, but it must be why it's so heavy. So take a good look at this. That's side A and B, I'm gonna guess. So take out the record. So there's side A. kind of, don't know if you can see it, but has a blue lightning bolt through the chest of one of these characters. Same on side B. Don't know if you can see that again, but side A has keep your eyes peeled, I sat by the ocean, and the vampire of time and memory, also another highlight. Those are some good ones. Vampire of time and memory, of again, is a very dark, emotional song. Putting that back for now. Don't want to touch it as much as I can, but you gotta sometimes. I'm doing that wrong probably again. Some of the listeners I've showed me the way they do it. It's a classic middle finger in the center there and thumb on the edge, so you kind of balance it like a plate almost, or a platter or something. And I tried that with that Foo Fighters Concrete and Gold, and it didn't turn out so well. I'm a very clumsy, shaky person, so as soon as somebody tells me that something like this is fragile, don't drop it, there's a whole lot of rules with records. I get shaky and I kind of stumble around. But anyways, on to side C. Oh, I forgot to tell you what was on side B. Side B, is If I Had a Tail, My God is the Sun, which is probably the biggest hit from this album, and QOTSA. QOTSA is epic. QOTSA features Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails singing backup on the chorus. Not just backup, he also sings lead at some points. You can always tell when it's Trent Reznor. He's got that voice. If you've heard it, you've heard it. But it's kind of the guttural kind of snarl to him. He can't sing all that well, but he can really just snarl out these notes. Very menacing. Kind of nasally too, so it's like this nasally snarl that Trent Reznor from Nine Inch Nails has. The thing about Queens of the Stone Age is they always have guest stars. This one is no different. It's features, let me see if I can list them. Mark Lanigan, who used to be a member of the band and is also the singer of the Screaming Trees, does a lot of vocals. Elton John did vocals and piano on Fairweather Friends, and it really shows. It's really intense piano work, more so than most other Queens of the Stone Age songs. So like I said, there's Trent Reznor on QOTSA. Alex Turner. Where is Alex Turner again? Alex Turner is the lead singer and guitarist of Arctic Monkeys, a good friend of Josh Homme, or Homme, or I say it differently every time. I think he was on I Sat by the Ocean. Yeah. Anywho, lots of guests. Dave Grohl appears on My God is the Sun. Dave Grohl always drums on Queens of the Stone Age's albums if he's on them. He's not on every album, but he's most notably on Songs for the Deaf. And his drumming on that album is incredible. Check it out. Just listen to it. He hits those skins so hard. But there's a certain kind of complexity that isn't on Nirvana or Foo Fighters records. He's just lightning quick fills, things like that. Really contributes to the heavy, riffy sound of that record, the kind of almost haze, fuzzy haze that the album is in. So let's move on to side, I'm going to guess just side C. But who knows, they could do the full 4 sides, A, B, C, and D. So again, it's just the band name with some more art. That main character again. All I remember really is in I Appear Missing, he gets like stabbed a lot or something and walks off a cliff. It's hard to remember, but it's all looks kind of like this. So Queens of the Stone Age. The other side is again like Clockwork, more of this kind of dark, gritty horror art. Cardboardish kind of sleeve. Now let's see contents. So this time it's a red lightning bolt through the masked man's chest. Okay, so there's a side C, side D and C. So it's side C has Fair Weather Friends featuring Elton John and Trent Reznor. He also sings backup. Again, you can recognize that snarl, the nasally snarl of Trent Reznor. And side D, same art and everything, contains I Appear Missing and the final track, like another highlight, like Clockwork. That's a piano-led ballad that again just swells. It features like really smooth guitar solos and kind of almost a loungy sound to it. And I think on those piano songs, Josh Homme's kind of croon really fits right in. It's really adds to that kind of seedy, kind of loungy sound, but it's really quite beautiful. Dark lyrics, lots of meditations on death, as around right before this album, Josh Homme, again, that name, the lead singer, lead guitarist, lead songwriter, lead everything band leader of Queens of the Stone Age, had a near-death experience. His heart actually stopped for a couple of minutes, and it was not known if he would ever be able to play music again. He spent a long time, a couple of months in a hospital bed, just confined there, feeling very dark, very bitter. And people like Alex Turner kind of got him back on the horse of songwriting. And so lots of the songwriting is really influenced by that harrowing kind of experience of almost losing your life, and then almost worse, being told you'll never be able to pursue your passion again, or even maybe walk. So it's very, very intense meditations on death and kind of despair in a different way. It's a different kind of darkness than most Queens of the Stone Age albums, because this time it feels more personal. It's more of a personal despair. As you can see, I dropped here a download card, and thankfully it's all scratched off. It's like a scratch ticket. So by showing this, I won't be waiving my free download of this album that comes with the record I bought. Yeah, it's not very unique. It's kind of funny. It's like scratch off to redeem your album download code, and it's like a lottery ticket. It says if you get all nines and call +1 212 995 blah blah blah, this whole phone number during NYC business hours, and ask for Bulby. And Bulby is from Era Vulgaris, which was the, I want to say, 5th Queens of the Stone Age album, and 2 of these weird cartoon broken bulbs appeared on the cover. I guess Bulby kind of became the logo for Queens of the Stone Age for a bit. Kind of funny. I'll scratch that off later. It's not important right now. For now, I'm going to give the record a spin. that was on 33. This is a 45. So, apparently, this is not a 33 and a third album. Because even with as slow as the first song is, I don't think it's that slow. Most LPs, which are these long playing records, are 33 and a third rotations per minute. Apparently this one isn't. So let's see. There we go. It's 45 rotations per minute.